Now, raising my finger, now. Hey gamers, I am the Bentley Gamer, and today is Table Talk Tuesday. Yay! I missed it, I think, last week, and then the week before it was off. But I'm getting it on time. Woo! Excellent. Trying to stay on schedule. Anyway, today on Table Talk, I wanted to talk about what kind of game you should pick as the GM for your sessions. Now, the GM has to have the rules. The GM has to have access to the rules because you can't run a game without knowing the rules. So that's why it's so important. That's why it's kind of aimed at the GM. The players should have access to the rules too, and if one of the players has the rules, and I guess the GM could read the rules from that point, but it's always best to have the knowledge before you start the session. So we're just going to go based on the fact that the GM is behind the rule book. So as a GM, excuse me, you have to enjoy the game that you're GMing, because not many GMs can do a universe that they're not interested in. So as GM, you have to pick a type of universe that you like, you know, the particular fantasy or the particular style that you like to convey. Are you a medieval fantasy? Are you more of a urban fantasy? You know, are you more of a space sci-fi kind of guy? You have to pick one you like. If you get into a universe that you're not really into, your players will notice because you'll just have a lack of knowledge or a lack of interest. You also have to enjoy the game itself. You have to be excited about the game, because the more the GM is excited about the game, the more the players will catch on to that, and the better your performance will be, and the more fun everyone else will have. So it's really important that you get that in. You also have to pick what kind of rules you like to employ. Do you like a more loose system? Do you like a system that's based on storytelling and the rules aren't really as big a deal? Or are you more of a rule kind of person, you know? Are you a D&D kind of guy? Because D&D has a lot of rules, restrictions. It's a very mathematical kind of system, because there's a lot of math that goes into D&D. Even if it doesn't seem like it, there's a lot of math that goes into D&D. And Pathfinder is essentially the same game as far as rule setup. There's some differences, but the style of game is relatively the same. So you gotta pick, you know, are you more rules or are you more story heavy? What kind of feel do you want to give your players? And then, as GM, you gotta go and you gotta research games. Don't be afraid to get a new game, buy a new book, whatever, because the thing is that this industry, the industry for pen and paper, is not really healthy. It does not have a large enough client base to really come out with better and better games all the time. So the more books you buy, the better it is for the industry. And so it's important that if you are looking for a game, that you go out and buy the game. Try really hard not to torrent, not to pirate games offline, because that hurts the industry more than you know. Most industries will be fine. The music industry is not going anywhere. The video games not going to go anywhere despite torrenting. I don't recommend you torrent or pirate those either. That's against the law. But I'm just stating that the difference in scale is vastly different. For pen and paper games especially, when in a market that's already not doing that well, hurting it more is just hurting the games you love. So just don't do it. Don't do it. But look for a game. Pick a game you like. Go and watch videos on people. And I'm from Table Talk. We'll go next week. I'll put a note down. Next week, I'm going to go ahead and go through a list of games I've played and what I like and dislike about each of them, so you guys can have a general idea of the kind of games that I'm into. And I'm sitting here doing Table Talk, and all the kind of books I've gotten. And I'll try to get some graphics up, and I'll try to show you guys what kind of games are out there to hopefully, you know, motivate people to buy more games. So as GM, you got to pick after that how you want your setup to go, you know. So you looked in, you figured out what your kind of fantasy you like is. You're looking through a set of games. You have a general rule set in mind, so it's narrowed down to very few books at this point. You gotta pick which book calls to you more, reading which book or looking at which book, which one is the most interesting to you. They might both be the same. They might both interest you equally. That's fine. Then just pick a book. But you gotta make sure that you look at a book and decide whether you want it or not, because that might be an investment of money that's a lot for some people, or that might be not a lot for some people. We don't want you spending money if you don't have to. And you also have to decide on what kind of dice you might be using. Will you have to buy more dice? Are the dice you have now going to be fine? There's a lot of stuff that goes into buying a book and deciding what game you want to play. So just look for a type of fantasy that you like. Find a rule system that goes very well with you. House rules are always really fine. No matter what system you play, you can always house rule it. Some games are a little bit harder to house rule because they have more rules. So you don't want any rules that conflict with other rules, because then it just gets all kinds of crazy, all kinds of messed up. So, you know, just pick a style you're very familiar with and that you're very into. I'm also curious, what kind of styles of RPs are you guys into? Let me know in the comments below, and we can have a discussion about that. You know, do you like Western? There's a Western fantasy out there. Do you like more realistic kind of RPs where you are just a normal guy with a gun, you know, or not a gun? Maybe it's a non-lethal campaign, but the bad guys have guns. Who knows? You know, what kind of style, what kind of games do you like? It will help a lot. And next week, I will try to get a bunch of list of games right through here that will say, you know, like, here's the game, here's what I liked, you know, pros, cons, all that kind of stuff. And, yeah, we'll try to get this going, you know. Oh, another thing I want to mention first before I close out. This is going to be a very short video. What kind of, do you mind doing online role plays? This probably will be another video of and on itself, but if you don't mind doing it over Skype or something like that, go to forums, look at a game you like, go to the forums, check out if there's people running online campaigns. Maybe you want to run a campaign for them, maybe you want to participate in a campaign. This is the age of the internet, people. We have to go and work together. Get on, don't be afraid to contact each other, and reach out. There are people who have your interests. If someone got a game you like, they have a strong interest that aligns with you. Maybe they're on one side of the scale more than the other for you, but you don't know until you go out and try. So go on forums. If you don't mind and you want to find some friends to play with, check out those forums. If you don't mind doing roleplay by posts, they have plenty of those available. If you like just having a bunch of people come to your house, maybe you can find some people in the area. I don't know. Post it on your Facebook. Be like, hey, I'm running a campaign. Why don't you guys join me? And maybe some of your friends on Facebook will come on. Who knows? Who knows? So anyway, gamers, ciao for now. Good luck finding a game that you like. Hopefully next week I'll be able to give you something you'll more enjoy, or maybe you'll discover a new game. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.